Well, howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a day in which, my apologies if I'm goofy. I think I'm really being affected by gabapentin this morning, but life is life. So if I act extra goofy or my voice is extra thick, we're going to blame it on the gabapentin. And I wanted to talk about this. This should be the last day that I am lying in bed for this, because I have been pushing and pushing hard. Yesterday, after vlogging, I went on the 6-mile round trip to Walmart and back. And then I went into the other room and started working, because I have a demonetized shorts video that hopefully I will have linked down below in the video description and in wherever the corner the button is for the link. It got demonetized, but oh my gosh, I am so proud of this video. Even though it kind of looks like an ad, it's still something that I am very, very proud of. I was able to, in my eyes, edit for content well. And I think if you haven't seen it, if you could, I mean, I'm not going to get paid for it. It's demonetized. But I just want people to see it, because I'm really proud of that. It was just in a previous Dead Island video, I think the last one, I had done a lot of, what does it mean to be human when all around you is inhumanity? What does it mean to be human in a situation like this when you have to be inhumane to survive? What does it mean to be human in a setting like this? And so that was the question of the shorts. What does it mean to be human? When there's all this inhumanity, how can you retain your humanity when the best way to survive is to be inhumane? And then shots of bloody, zombie violence. The weird part about that being demonetized is, of course, all the video is from posted videos that weren't demonetized. So, yay. But hopefully, wherever it happens to be, I think it'd be like that window corner or that corner, whatever it is, if you could check it out and just look at it. I'm very proud of it. I took metal, grabbed a metal sound, a free, royalty-free metal music as the background, and then ramped it up at the end. I am so proud of that. So if you could check it out, it'd be awesome. Again, I'm not going to get paid for it. I just want people to see it. So thumbs up on that. Past that, as stated yesterday, I spent that time, got in, and it was late, about 8 o'clock. I wanted to spend the whole day in the studio, but I went in there as soon as I got back from my Walmart trip, which so it's about 1 o'clock, 1:30, 2 maybe? I'm not sure. It was something around in there. But by 8 something, I had to come in here and lie down, because it was just too much agony. But I pushed hard for a good 6 hours. I was up. So, well, based on that, though, I want to try and do it so I could vlog in the other room, come back here and lie down, go up and do my walkies, and then spend the rest of my sit in a chair time in the other room doing things, and then come back in here in the evening and have to lie down. It's a big change in schedule, but I've been having to do that because this is a big change in schedule. I do have an MRI scheduled for the 5th of June. I still think. I had been called up by the people where they said, we have an insurance thing. I don't really know how to work with the insurance stuff. I'm sending it over to somebody who does do the insurance stuff. If you don't hear from us, everything is okay. If you do, it's not. Well, I haven't heard back from them yet. So it looks like the 5th, I'm getting my MRI. So things are moving, and that's good, because one of the things that I had to keep reining myself in on is, yes, with the meds, with the activity, with the cannabis, I have been using my arm and I have been pushing hard. But we're only treating the symptoms. Even increased activity is only treating the symptoms. And even the symptoms get out of hand to the point that I have to come in here and lie down because I can't do anything more. One thing I have to remember is treating the symptoms, I could make this worse through increased activity. I have to remember not to push too hard because my neck is the issue. And my neck could get worse through pushing. After all, it was using the backpack, I assume, that through time caused the issue. Once again, time being the thing. I severed my radial nerve through time and pressure. I am hurting and damaging this nerve through time. I hurt everything here through time with the backpack. I assume, because that fits in with everything else. Now, it's not everything. I mean, my scoliosis, and there is tendonitis because the straps of the backpack run right across the rotator cuff. And those muscles in there are just, they are not good. So, yeah, I still have rotator cuff injury along with all of the stuff going on here, along with this the injury and spasming, the spasming around my old severed nerve injury. I've gotten about 80% back and working up more. So that was good. But now these muscles, they're like guitar strings under here. This arm is cramped tight. And up here, inside, cramped tight. Thumbs up. On the other hand, hey, I've been gaining weight. I'm between 190 and 200 again. Closer to 200. I don't like it. Trying to be as creative as possible. Thinking about things. Wanted to talk about a creative... first I'm going to talk about one other thing. This is a big stressor now. Our housemates, not housemates, we live in a duplex. Our neighbors in the duplex have gotten a 4-month eviction notice. We haven't. But with everything going on and my housemates having things going on with their lives, we are not renewing the lease. So I don't know where I'm going to be living. I'm going to have to go through the VA to try and figure stuff out, and hopefully they can help. I don't know. And my housemates are saying they're going to be trying to look for something for me. I don't know. So I've got that, where I will have to be moving, and I don't know where I'll be moving or how I will be moving. I've got my driver's license renewed, so at least I'll be able to drive something, even though my vehicle is dead. So I don't know. But even though that's hanging like the sword of Damocles over me, I do want to talk about the greatest stuff just to remind myself and others about my various characters. One of them being Iron John. Because Iron John in the Razor's Edge setting is a fellow that was just born as John. Just John. And joined up in his setting. In the Razor's Edge, of course, there are various layers. Layers are just various types of settings. Each layer is separated from another layer by just this is being the way reality works in the Razor's Edge, because everything is just undifferentiated space unless you have a stable area. Intelligence brings stability. The more people you have in an area, the more stable it is. You have a settlement, you have a city, you have a large, huge, stable area. That is a stable layer. There are micro layers that are variations of that layer in each direction because it's undifferentiated space. You have to travel via glamour, via layer to layer. I'm trying to Cliff's Notes the razor's edge here and not doing a good job. But on the layer that they're at, John is born. But on this layer, 50% of the people are artificial. They are grown. They are still human. The parts of them, their neural chip is grown semi-organically, even though they are non-organic crystals that form inside of this, which forms the organically an individual personality. And this neural chip goes into a neural mod, which is effectively the rest of the brain, and the rest of there's hardware and there's neurogel, and neurogel will form around and become the various brain structures as needed. And inside of the body, it too is filled with neurogel that with use will differentiate itself between nerve fibers and motor fibers. And so as the person inside of this body learns to use their body over a number of years, and they are taught through schools to learn things, after about 12 to some odd years, the body goes through its puberty. And upon a few more years after that, you have, at about age 18, a fully formed intelligence inside of this artificial body, which, if you translated all that into flesh, they would be absolutely human. They are human. The quantum knotting formed from intelligence forms patterns that is human. They are human beings, even though they are formed artificially. John is one of these people. But John goes to and becomes a part of an industrial co-op where they do industrial things and they form trade pacts with other co-ops within this society and become a flourishing co-op with a lot of trade agreements to help others and be helped. One of the things that happens, because John is such a good worker, he gets promoted and becomes Big John because he is proving that to be exceptional. He is not only an exceptional floor manager, but he's also taken and what is the word? Promoted to general manager of the white collar people as well. So he is an effective just manager and a shop manager. And his work is so appreciated by absolutely everybody there. And it being a co-op and people liking him, he actually gets promoted because the main co-op body that is not at their co-op, but they are a part of, is so impressed by John that they have created a new material, KFAB, which is a ferritin alloy that is such a powerful material that it does not that is projected to not even show signs of wear and tear for at least 100,000 years. They're going to start using this to make buildings and such, and they have made a number of extra shells bodies. Then they are promoting Big John to Iron John, and with a operation and what is the word? They remove the neural mod, the brain part of John from the body that he's in, transplants it, there we are, into the new KFAB body. And this body, it takes, a couple months for his body to get to use it and figure it out, but he does, and then he's Iron John in this KFAB body. And everyone is proud of him, and he is happy and glad to do it, and proving once again that he's worth it by continuing to be an excellent general and shop manager. He also has a girlfriend and spends time, alternating between going to the city and spending time with her on weekends, and her coming to the industrial plant and staying with him there. And everybody likes their relationship. And nobody knows. Now, the plant is on its own separate layer. You do have to travel to get there. It's a micro layer, and this is not a problem because machines are used to travel between layers in this fashion. Individuals generally don't. Machines generally take over that job, and things being stable, you have stable routes from the main layer, where John's girlfriend lives, to their layer, where their industrial plant is, their co-op. Because Iron John is Iron John, there is a huge amount of interstitial energy that, because of person, Iron John, situation, his new carapace, his shell, the location, the plant, and just the timing, the energy was there. The next 10,000 years, this entire situation funnels this energy into Iron John. One of the side effects is it cuts off their layer, so no one is able to use glamours in or out. From the outside, the plant is no longer available. Routes lead to nowhere. They just go. You can't get there anymore. And from the people that are on their layer, it's like they've been abandoned. They can't leave. They can't talk. They don't know what's happened. Well, they have to accommodate and live. And over the next 100 years, the organic people all die. And since the people that are artificial, they are still people, it takes a little longer for their bodies to break down, but they die too. Except for Iron John, in this body that will last at least 100,000 years. Now, his mind should break, just like all the others. His neural mod and neural chip should break down. But after 300 years and 200 of them being alone, Iron John is still fully aware. He sets the co-op just to shut down, sets a radio to call for help, puts himself into low power mode, expects to never awaken again, and everything shuts down. And 1.4 million years later, Iron John wakes up. The industrial plant is just some few tiny pieces of the kfab buildings. An occasional shred here and there is left. Iron John is covered in plants and all these things, and when he stands up, his body is untouched. And when he checks the time, his atomic clock, it's been 1.4 million years. What would you do if you were cut off? Well, Iron John does the best he can, and there's a lot more I'll talk about that. But for right now, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing. First off, of course, I want to thank absolutely everybody that watches this far. On the analytics, 95% of people who watch my videos, even these ones, stop watching after 2 minutes. So if you have watched this far, thank you, which includes thanking each and every one of my Patreon patrons and every person that leaves me comments. You are all beautiful and wonderful people. Thank you so much. You take care. Let me grab my mouse. Ugh. Yeah, you take care. I am going to spend a little bit of time relaxing, and then I'm going to get up, walk to Walmart with my walker because I need to buy some stuff like water and such. Yay! And then I'm going to try and do something in the other room. My housemates are planning on coming, and staying again. So who knows when, who knows what's going to happen. Yay! So I got the pointer on there. I'll see you on the flip side.